Hello everyone and Assalamu alaikum. This is second lecture of data analysis with Excel. In this lecture we will talk about distributions and graphs. What you will learn from this lecture: how to draw different types of graphs for different types of data, types of probability distributions, normal distribution and its properties, why we convert X score into Z score in normal distribution, how the shape of normal distribution changes by the change in the value of mu and sigma. There are different types of graphs according to data. Number one, line graphs. The most common, simplest graph is the line graph. This is the perfect solution of showing multiple series of closely related series of data. We can make line graph of temperature over the years, and we can also make graph of 3 companies' sales over the year. Number two, bar graphs. Bar graphs or column graphs are the best types of graphs for presenting a single data series. We can make graph of temperature class intervals over the years frequencies. This is the data of January maximum temperature from 1972 to 2015, and you can make graph of this data by selecting these two columns with labels. Click insert, click line chart. You may select simple line chart or line with markers, and I use line with markers. You can also add titles to x-axis and y-axis by clicking plus icon, then check the axis titles. On the x-axis we have years, and on y-axis we have January maximum temperature. You can also convert this y-axis title in horizontal form by double click on the y-axis title, then click on size and properties. In front of text direction there is a drop down menu. Click horizontal. You can use different colors for your graph by double clicking on the chart area, then click on fill and line. Click on fill, click on solid fill, and use any color which you want, brown color or green color, any color which you want. You can also use the border line for your graph by double clicking the chart area, then border, click border, then click solid line with black color, solid line with black color. These all changes make your graph more catchy. This is the data of sales of 3 companies over the years from January to December. We can also make graph of this data by selecting all the data with labels. Click insert, click line chart, and line graph with markers. Now you can clearly see that the green line is the uppermost line which belongs to company C. That indicates that company C has the highest sale. You can also make bar graph of this data by selecting the two columns with labels. Click insert, click column chart, click clustered column chart. On the x-axis we have a class interval of temperatures, and on y-axis we have the frequency. Scatter plot. The scatter plot is excellent for showing the relationship between two data series and determining their correlation and regression analysis. We can make graph of advertisement independent variable and sales dependent variable. Pie chart. Pie chart can be very effective. For example, the percentage of people who voted the political parties PTI, PMLN, and PPP. This is the data of effect of advertising on sales, and here we can make scatter plot by selecting all the two columns with labels. Click insert, insert scatter, and click scatter. Y-axis you have sales of the company, and on x-axis you have the cost of advertisement. You can also make pie chart of this data. This is the data of election of Pakistan 2018. Select the data without labels, insert pie chart, and click on pie. You can clearly see that the major area is covered by the green color, and green color indicates the maximum votes obtained by political party PTI in 2018 elections. Histograms are a type of graph that shows the distribution of a dataset. They graph the percentage or number of instances of different categories. For example, to show the distribution of age categories 0 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, etc., we can clearly see which categories are the biggest and how many people fall into each. We can make graph of temperature, class intervals, and frequencies, number of times the temperature occurred in January from 1972 to 2015. For histogram, select the data with labels, click insert, click insert column chart, and click clustered column chart. As in histogram, there is no gap between column bars, so select bars by double clicking, then in front of gap width put 0. Now separate the bars by solid line by double clicking the bars. Click fill and line. Under the border heading, click solid line and use black color. Use black color. There are two types of probability distributions. Number one, discrete probability distribution. Number two, continuous probability distributions. A discrete distribution describes the probability of occurrence of each value of a discrete random variable. A discrete random variable is a random variable that has countable values such as a list of non-negative integers, number of students in a college, and number of cars in a city, etc. Thus, a discrete probability distribution is often presented in tabular form Discrete probability distributions are binomial distribution, geometric distribution, hypergeometric distribution, multinomial distribution, negative binomial distribution, and Poisson distribution. The value of discrete random variable occurs only in whole number form. A probability distribution in which the random variable x can take on any value is continuous because there are infinite values that x could assume. The probability of x taking on any specific value is 0. For example, average height of Asians, average weight of Germans, and temperature of North Pole in January, etc. Continuous probability distributions are uniform distribution, normal distribution, gamma and beta distributions, and exponential distribution. The value of continuous random variable occurs in whole number form as well as in decimal form. What is normal probability distribution? Normal distribution, also known as Gaussian distribution, is a probability distribution that is symmetric about the mean, showing that data near the mean are more frequent in occurrence than data far from the mean. In graph form, normal distribution will appear as a bell curve. Its probability function is f of x is equal to 1 divided by sigma under root 2 pi exponential power minus x minus mu whole square divided by 2 sigma square. Here are a few important properties of normal distribution. Number 1, it is symmetric with respect to its mean. Number 2, it is bell shaped where most of the area of curve is concentrated around the mean with rapid decaying tails. Number 3, exactly half of the values are to the left of center and exactly half of the values are to the right. The total area under the curve is 1. Number 4, it has two parameters that determine its shape. Those parameters are the population mean and population standard deviation. 5, the mean, median, and mode of the distribution coincide. Number 6, height of the function is maximum at x is equal to mu. Number 7, quartile deviation is equal to 0.6745 sigma. Number 8, mean deviation is equal to 0.7979 sigma. Number 9, all odd order moments about the mean are 0. Number 10, second moment about mean is sigma square, and fourth moment about mean is 3 into sigma power 4. In this Excel sheet, I want to tell you that how you can draw the graph of normal distribution and how the shape of the normal distribution curve changes with the value of mean and standard deviation. First of all, we have to find the value of mean is equal to average select the data, press Ctrl Shift down arrow key, close parenthesis, hit enter. So 100 is the mean. Then you have to find the standard deviation of the data. As we have the sample data, we use stdev.s, standard deviation for sample data. Again select the data, Ctrl Shift, hit down arrow key, close parenthesis, hit enter. So this is the value of standard deviation. 100 is the value of mean is 100 and the value of sample standard deviation is 29.7. f of x is the probability density function of the normal distribution, and for f of x we use the command normdist is equal to normdist insert first value of x comma then insert the value of mean and fix this value by pressing F4 key, comma, then insert value of the standard deviation and fix it also by pressing F4 key, comma, then put false, close parenthesis, enter. For the remaining values, double click the right bottom corner. So this is the probability density function of the normal distribution. Now I'm going to make graph of this normal distribution by selecting column C and D with labels X and F of X. Control Shift, hit down arrow key, click insert, insert column chart, click insert, insert scatter with smooth lines. For example, if we increase the value of mean by 10, what will happen? The distribution becomes negatively skewed and there is no change in the height of the distribution. Similarly, if we decrease the value of mean by 10 or by 20, what will happen then? Let's suppose 80. Now the distribution becomes positively skewed, but there is no change in the height of the distribution. If we just increase the value of the standard deviation, what will happen? The height of the distribution decreases and width of the distribution increases. And similarly, if we decrease the value of the standard deviation, what will happen? Height of the distribution increases and width of the distribution decreases. If we increase both mean and standard deviation, let's see what will happen. Height of the distribution decreases and the distribution becomes negatively skewed. If we decrease the value of both mean and standard deviation, look at this, height of the distribution increases and the distribution becomes positively skewed. If we increase the value of mean and decrease the value of standard deviation, what will happen? Height of the distribution increases and the distribution becomes negatively skewed. if we decrease the value of mean and increase the value of standard deviation, look at this, height of the distribution decreases and the distribution becomes positively skewed. Why we convert X score into Z score in normal distribution? The answer is that we can compare two different individuals' score on the same scale. For example, Hamza performance X score in company A is 67 and Ali performance score in company B is 66. Apparently, the score of Hamza seems better, but it's wrong decision. We have to know their company's mean performance and standard deviation for right decision. For example, in company A, Hamza X score is 67 and company's mean performance is 68, standard deviation is 8. And in company B, Ali X score is 66, mean performance is 60.35 and standard deviation is 7. Putting these values in the formula, Z is equal to X minus mu divided by sigma. So after putting the values of X, mu and sigma, the Z score for Hamza is minus 0.125 and the Z score for Ali is 0.807. When we look at the Z scores, it is very much clear that Ali's score is better than Hamza. In next lecture, we will cover sampling distribution and central limit theorem. Thank you for watching this video.